Hey guys, welcome back to Marvelytics. This is going to be a breakdown of WandaVision, Episode 7. A crazy jam-packed episode filled with Easter eggs and that crazy end reveal, which left us on the edge of our seats. This is your spoiler warning in case you haven't watched it. Well, this episode gave us a little bit of humor, some odd pairings, and oh yeah, reveals the real identity of Agnes, aka Agatha Harkness, aka the one who's behind all of this commotion. This episode was basically a 30-minute ego boost for us, since we finally got most of our theories right. Number 1. Pietro isn't actually Pietro? We had that covered. Number 2. Agnes is Agatha Harkness. Check. Number 3. Sword is trying to bring Vision back? Knew that. Number 4. Sparky actually was killed by Agatha? That son of a bitch actually did it. Hope Wanda whips her ass across 1,400 different dimensions by the end of the show. Now, before I get too carried away, let's break this episode down scene by scene. This week, the cast of WandaVision went for the 2010s-style sitcom approach, mimicking after the popular show Modern Family, right from the living room decor to the talking heads to those awkward zoom-ins. The show really nailed the whole Modern Family vibe. We also got a little nod to one of the cult favorite sitcoms, The Office. When the show's intro mimicked The Office opening credits soundtrack, we saw Wanda in a really futile and weak state, declaring herself to be on house quarantine for one day, which she obviously broke. For her sake, let's hope the multiverse doesn't bring COVID along with the other Spider-Men. During the talking head, we see how relatable Wanda is to Claire from Modern Family. Claire's sick of her kids just like Wanda. Claire's husband is obsessed with tech and gadgets. Wanda's husband is glorified gadget. Claire shouts when she's pissed. Wanda extends the mind-warping hex she's created to an additional 20 miles when she's pissed. The similarities are honestly endless. During quarantine, Wanda decides to make herself some cereal. Amidst all the chaos and the constant changing of objects around her, the milk carton is warping itself over and over again. And so is the TV, the kids' video games, and basically everything around her. This fake world of hers is getting more and more unstable. When Wanda poured the milk out of the carton, the backside reveals the photo of a child with the words "missing" being highlighted in bold. This highlights the fact that the whole episode had no kids at all until the Halloween episode, where they suddenly all reappeared, indicating that Wanda had been hiding kids away. Comment down your theories on the missing child down below. Later on in the episode, during another talking head segment, we see an unknown figure actually replying to Wanda while she was in sitcom land. For a second there, I got really excited, praying that it was a therapist she had hired for her own mental well-being. But as we saw later on, it was Agnes, aka Agatha Harkness, manipulating Wanda. We also catch up with Vision, who wakes up with a front row ticket to the newly arrived circus in town, thanks to Wanda's creativity from the previous episode. A very cool Easter egg you might have missed was the spotting of a clown truck in the background with the words "Greatest Showman" written on it. Now, this is a nod to the movie, which goes by the same name and also happens to star Hugh Jackman. After seeing the kind of minute Easter eggs that have later been revealed to be plot points for the future, could this be some sort of foreshadowing to the arrival of the X-Men and the mutants, given Jackman played Wolverine? We have already seen X-Men Easter eggs in the previous episodes, with the arrival of Quicksilver and the nod to the scene from X-Men where Magneto fights off the cops. This may be a subtle hint for what is to come ahead. Vision then runs into Darcy, who has taken the role of escape artist after entering the Hex. Vision wakes her up and then Darcy fills in the blanks for him while they try to get to Wanda. Vision didn't look too excited after Darcy basically narrated his fate in the entire story of Infinity War and Age of Ultron to him. He'd probably be more hyped if he got the chance to watch it on IMAX. I know I was. Hell yeah. He definitely liked that one. Back at the Wanda residence, we got a couple of neat Modern Family references. We hear Agnes say, "Abso-positively," Now, where have we heard that one before? This was also the last clue hinting at her magical powers, given that she was imitating a man who was also a part-time magician. We get a look at the weekly ad for the sitcom, and oh boy, does Wanda need to watch this one. The ad features the same lady from the past few weeks who seeks to get a new antidepressant pill that has entered the market by going by the name of Nexus. This pill is basically the showrunners telling us the alternatives Wanda could have opted for instead of creating a false reality. But that wouldn't make for good television, so bring on the Hex! We also get a look at Monica and Jimmy Woo teaming up with Monica's former associate, who goes by the name of Major Goodner. Goodner brings in a huge truck-looking object that they call a space rover to help Monica break into the Hex. This unfortunately does not go to plan after the giant car ricochets off the Hex, but Monica, nonetheless, goes all guns a-blazing, running straight towards the Hex. Monica struggles to enter inside the Hex, which now looks like something straight out of Thor Ragnarok with all the blurry rays of colors in the background as Monica's body glitches. As she struggles to enter, we hear voices of Nick Fury, Carol Danvers, and her mom. This was taken from the Captain Marvel movie, where they were discussing an upcoming strategy that would require her mother, aka the Photon, to probably travel to space. This mission likely led to the death of her mom, and is probably why she blames Carol Danvers for it. We also confirmed another big theory related to Monica Rambeau's powers, first seen in her blue glowing eyes after she made it through the Hex. As Monica heads straight to Wanda, ready for confrontation, Wanda was prepared to blast her off until a magnetic force defended her powers, resulting in Monica to follow up with a superhero landing. The show is probably saving her powers reveal for the last 2 episodes, or maybe even for the Captain Marvel movie, where she could play some sort of role. Agnes of course comes to the aid of Wanda and sends Monica away. We then move on to Vision and Darcy, who seem like they're having quite a lovely time on their little escapade. They run away from the circus after stealing a truck and getting stopped by all sorts of obstacles, probably being set up by Agatha to stop Vision from interfering. We last see Vision flying off to find Wanda after he has learned about what she had gone through. With Vision learning that his existence beyond the Hex is not very likely, is he going to have to sacrifice himself one last time? Only time can tell. While the episode came to a close, we saw Wanda entering Agnes's house, where Tommy and Billy were supposed to be babysit. After the scuff with Monica finished, Wanda decided to relax and call it a night before taking the kids home, but started to worry as she couldn't find Billy and Tommy anywhere. This is when we fans rejoiced and got to experience nearly 7 episodes worth of build-up being paid off by that crazy reveal. While looking for the twins, Wanda discovered some sort of secret lair in the basement, which was filled with weird symbols and hamsters scattered around. There, Agnes revealed her true identity. She took her new form as Agatha Harkness, aka the witch, as she mind-controlled Wanda before we could get a full recap of everything she had done during the events of the show. All the way from back at Magic Show in episode 2 to bringing a fake brother for Wanda, who captured Monica during the post-credits scene, we realized that everything had been orchestrated by her. Stop trying to make yourself the villain, Monica had said to Wanda minutes before the ending reveal, and now more than ever, we have reason to believe that there are more evil forces hiding in the dark. For the identity of Agatha's husband, Ralph, Mephisto's entrance was a big fan theory, being rumored, but now it looks like the MCU is prepping to welcome the villain, Nightmare. Nightmare is a popular villain from the Marvel comics, who's an omnipresent entity that rules the dream dimension. Given the storyline of WandaVision, it seems like a good fit to have him introduced in the show as Ralph, or maybe someone Agatha works for. During the initial moments of the episode, while Wanda was lying on her bed, we saw a green pillow right over her head, which looked like 2 green eyes staring down at her, almost to say that she's being watched. This theory is also backed because of the possible confirmation of Nightmare to be the main villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Since WandaVision directly ties into the Multiverse of Madness, and there is a big possibility of Benedict Cumberbatch reprising his role in WandaVision, the debut of Nightmare seems imminent. During the episode, we also get a cameo from everybody's least favorite character of the show, Mr. Hayward. He and Sword forces are lining up to enter the Hex somehow, and the plan is looking to be played out in the same day. The pieces are being set for an ultimate final 2 episodes, with all the different characters and stories finally merging. The show is also officially in 4th gear and ready to head to a dramatic climax with the last 2 episodes, rumored to be an hour long. We are going to get to see the showdown between Wanda and Agnes, although it looks like Agatha has the upper hand for now. The return of Vision is going to nicely set up a full-blown battle, which us Marvel fans have been waiting for quite some time. We cannot wait for next week's penultimate episode to air, and be rest assured, we are going to be back to break it down for all of you. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe.